What up, world? Welcome to a new episode of Wrestling Life. As you know, I am the host, BrandonJaneau, and like always on all podcast platforms everywhere, BrandonJaneauShow, social media platforms, Instagram and Threads, Real BrandonJaneauShow. That's Real BrandonJaneauShow. Facebook, The BrandonJaneauShow, and TikTok, BrandonJaneauShow. Also, X, formerly known as Twitter, BJaneau, Janeau. Really, where you go though? So go follow me on all those social media platforms. Really, where you go though? Is the YouTube channel, man. Brian Janeau Show YouTube channel. Subscribe, comment, vids, like the shorts. All helps an algorithm if you do. Um, yeah, like the vids, like the shorts. Helps an algorithm if you do, man. Um, yeah, getting close, man, to 250. So yeah, like I said, this is wrestling life, man. Uh, sorry, sorry about that. This is wrestling life. Um, this episode is going to be interesting because wrestling is, depending on who you asking, who you listening to, it's interesting and it's also very what the fuck going on. So I'm gonna start it off like this. Now let's start it off like this. So I was looking at uh off the mic uh on YouTube, and he was talking about how there's a possibility that Brock Lesnar could beat Obafemi. Yes, and even though we are in WrestleMania, we're getting close. There's only a couple more WrestleManias, a couple more events left. I mean, uh, there's three Raws left before WrestleMania. Um, so yeah, it could have happened. Definitely can happen. It definitely can fucking happen. Brock can actually be over. We as wrestling fans, we have seen this shit happen too many times to count. Where the person that has had the dominance over the other 9 out of 10 loses. But I have been a firm component of this. If Oba and Brock wrestle, Oba needs to beat Brock. And because we're so close to WrestleMania, I know it's coming. I knew it was coming. A lot of people are going to start to think, man, I don't know, Brock maybe is going to beat Oba. If I was WWE, and this is Paul Heyman said this last night. There was a lot of people that thought they were the conqueror over Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley, who else he said? The Undertaker, all these other people. John Cena, AJ, like he was just listing off people. If one thing that is a pet peeve of mine when it comes to wrestling is that this loss won't hurt this person. That is bullshit. That is complete and utter bullshit, and that is a complete and utter fabrication. If you're on the same tier as that person already, then yeah, it won't hurt you if you lose. Perfect example. Austin Theory beat John Cena at WrestleMania. What the fuck is Austin Theory now? That was damn near 3 years ago. And Austin Theory is a fucking jobber now. He was the US champion at WrestleMania 39. He beat John Cena. And I literally said, that is a stupid fucking thing to do. Stupid fucking thing to do. Is to put this man in a match with John Cena and then have him go over and beat John Cena. More importantly, have the title on the line also in that match. Was very fucking stupid. But when people sit here and say, "Ah, oh, Oba can lose to Brock, it won't hurt his career," that's a fucking lie. That is a complete fucking lie. Oba Femi's only been on the main roster, and I said this shit. Oba Femi's only been on the main roster for literally 2 months, 3 months when he goes to WrestleMania. It will be 2.5 months. I literally said this shit a couple weeks ago. 2.5 months when he rolls into WrestleMania. He debuted January 31st on my birthday in the Royal Rumble. He has been smashing people left and right these one-off matches, nothing's coming from it, but just getting him some time in front of the people. And now you're expecting this man to just walk into WrestleMania, fight Brock Lesnar, lose to Brock Lesnar, and it's not going to affect his career. Sorry. And it's not going to affect his career. That's fucking stupid. If Brock beats Oba, you just effectively killed this man's career before it even started. Nobody wants to say that shit. Nobody wants to say that. Perfect example, and I said here, the perfect example is Braun Strowman. You know how many times Braun Strowman outpowered Brock Lesnar, and there was numerous times where you should have had Braun Strowman. Numerous times when you should have had Braun Strowman beat Brock Lesnar, and they chose not to fucking do it. Stop telling people that if he loses to Brock, it won't hurt his career. That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. Name me the one wrestler that lost to Brock Lesnar and their careers was forever ingrained in greatness. The only one you would think of is Roman Reigns. And it's not because he lost to Brock Lesnar. It's because Vince McMahon was going to push him fucking regardless. It didn't matter that he lost to Brock. He was going to be pushed regardless. But that is one of the stigmas to the big dog, Roman Reigns. He always lost to fucking Brock Lesnar. No matter how many times you try to make it seem like he can beat everybody else. One of the worst WrestleMania main events of all time, WrestleMania 34. You realize Braun Strowman took out the entire Elimination Chamber by his fucking self, but he lost to Roman Reigns. And then when Roman got to WrestleMania 34 in that main event, nobody wanted to see neither one of these motherfuckers wrestle again. You had Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of Roman. It took him 6 fucking F5s to beat this fucking dude. One of the stigmas to Roman Reigns' big dog status was that he could never beat Brock Lesnar. So when you sit here and tell me, well, Roman was good after he lost to Brock Lesnar, no, the fuck he wasn't. People never trusted this fucking dude in big matches like that ever again until he turned into the OTC. The fuck are you talking about? That rivalry sucks so fucking bad that the final match that Brock and Roman actually physically had was their best fucking match they ever physically fucking had. This is why when I hear people say, and I mean absolutely positively say the dumbest shit on the planet, is that it won't hurt Obafemi. It won't hurt Obafemi if he loses to Brock at WrestleMania. That's a fucking lie. Obafemi needs to beat Brock. There is not a way around this shit. This is why I didn't want this match to happen. Because I knew eventually people were going to get on social media and start saying, well, maybe Oba needs to lose to Brock. Why? There's no, on top of that, there is no clarification on when Brock Lesnar is going to retire. Me personally, he's going to retire in Minnesota. There's no way around it. So if I know Brock Lesnar is retiring in Minnesota, and I know he's probably going to fight Gunther in Minnesota, that is April to August, that's 3 months. There's no way in hell Oba's going to get his get back in 3 months. Especially if Brock Lesnar is not on fucking TV. I don't see Brock wrestling at WrestleMania and then staying on TV for the next 3 fucking months. Could he do it? Probably, if TKO pays him the right amount of money. But again, people want this long, drawn-out story. There is no long, drawn-out story. Get the shit done. Get it over and done with. I don't want to see Brock for the next 3 fucking months. That's another thing. Why are you asking for Brock Lesnar to take up more TV time from people like Javon Evans and a Gunther and guys that can actually use that fucking TV time? But Brock Lesnar's getting open in segments. What the fuck? No. Do the job, get it over and done with, have Oba beat Brock, done. We don't have to do all this extra. I've said this numerous times. Excuse me, sometimes simple is just that. We do not need to complicate shit just because you just want to. Simple as this. Oba beats Brock. I don't give a fuck how you gotta get it done. He squashes him or he does it in 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't give a fuck. But something needs to happen where Oba absolutely beats Brock Lesnar. There is no reason for Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi to have three fucking matches. No, I don't want to see that. Why would you want to tie up somebody like Oba Femi in a Brock Lesnar story? Why? What sense does that make? When have we ever seen Brock and a big man work perfectly together? That's another thing. When is the last time you seen Brock Lesnar and a big man work perfectly together for 3 fucking months? When? Do the match, have Oba go over, let's move the fuck on. Speaking of WrestleMania, I feel like this WrestleMania build might be a little bit better, and I mean that for like the build could be a little bit better compared to last year's WrestleMania build was fucking terrible. It was horrible. They didn't know what to do. They literally just threw shit on a card. No rhyme, no reason, no reason for why it's happening. Didn't make sense at all. But this is why I guess this build is better. I mean, Brock and Oba is something. Um, Even the Randy Cody situation, and of course the Punk and Roman situation. You had last night two storylines, like three storylines that seem like they're gonna push it the way they're pushing it. Whereas AJ and Becky are now officially made for WrestleMania, which I'm not really too up, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Um, you got Stephanie and Liv, which I don't know what the fuck happened. They just started brawling last night, like no excuses on it. Oh, well, Brandon has been going back and forth talking about each other for months, for weeks now. That's got to be a rhyme and reason for you to just go out there and beat the shit out this girl. Like it's got to be something. I don't know, man. Because they have no storylines with these fucking women. They just throwing shit to a wall. Then you have Friday night with Jade now lining herself with Michin and BFAB, and it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Like that. What are we doing? Like I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? I would have preferred a slow burn on that than just give me that shit right away. That's very just stupid. Because at least it would have played into a story. BFAB is kind of sort of having a problem with Michin. Something you could have did something. You had Jay Cargill and Michin fight literally last fucking Friday, and now Jay Cargill, Michin, and fucking Michin is not with Jay Cargill. It took a week. Are you fucking serious? Like, bro, that is just god awful storytelling. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Oh, good God Almighty! And people are sitting there and eating this shit up. Like, bro, this is great. What the fuck are you talking about? There's no story, bro. There's no rhyme, no reason. Matter of fact, Jay just injured both of you motherfuckers and put you out for weeks, months. And now y'all just 3 weeks back, y'all are now just under Jay Cargill's fucking group. What the? Y'all could have slow burned that shit. You could have had BFL turn and go with Jay at WrestleMania. You could have then had, Backlash. Real wanted to get another match because she felt like she got fucked over. You could have had her backlash, and then you could have Meechin join in. She finally sees what Jade and B Fab are talking about, and that's how we do it. But no, let's just throw it to the fucking wall right now. I fucking guess. So right now, WrestleMania has 6 matches on a card. 6. It's better than last week where they only had 5. I get these slow burns. We know what's coming. You got 3 weeks. We know what it is. We know Drew and Jacob are going to wrestle at WrestleMania. That's why you didn't have it at Friday night. We know that's coming at WrestleMania. We know you're probably going to do. They're throwing a lot of these matches that we expected at WrestleMania. They're throwing them on TV, which is weird. I don't understand why the fuck you're doing that. The Usos and the Vision are fighting next week in a street fight for the titles. Is the Vision beating the Usos? Because it doesn't make sense to have the Vision lose to the Usos 3 weeks prior, then turn around and give them the fucking belts at WrestleMania. That's fucking stupid. So either the Usos are gonna lose. Nobody's talking about this shit, by the way. Everybody is so wrapped up in the Usos going to help Roman. You ain't even think this shit fully through. The Usos could literally lose the tag team titles fucking Monday, bro, because there's no rhyme and reason for them to beat the Vision Monday and then have the Vision and the Usos fight again at WrestleMania just for the Vision to then beat them for the titles in a not street fight. That's fucking stupid. That's just so fucking dumb. And maybe this is how you get LA Knight on the card. Maybe this is how we get LA Knight on the card. Because LA Knight's probably gonna go find a tag team partner to go against the Vision. I've been saying this shit. And depending on what Braun Breaker does in the next couple of days, if he's cleared or not, we're going to be a three-way tag team match for the tag team titles at WrestleMania, and it's going to sound nuts, right? And Seth Rollins versus the Usos versus the Vision. I'm looking at this shit and I'm saying to myself, man, I don't understand this. WrestleMania 42 feels like WrestleMania 41, just more clarity. Even though I wrote that down, a little bit more clarity. It's not clarity. It's the same fucking storylines that they've been running. It's just there's more of an understanding. I can't even say it's more of a fucking understanding. That's lying. I don't even say it's more of an understanding. It's not. Maybe to y'all because you want to just lie and say it is. WrestleMania 42 feels exactly like WrestleMania 41. Just I can't even say bigger names. The difference between last year's WrestleMania and this year's WrestleMania is that there's not multi-man matches. That's basically it. That's the only difference. Let's get this shit out the way. That's the only difference. There's not multi-man matches. Like every fucking match last year felt like it was just a big ass multi-man. It was like a triple threat here and a fatal four here, and it feels like that's the same shit. And it feels like that's what WrestleMania 42 isn't. It's just some it's something that we asked for last year, but now it feels like that's exactly what we're getting now. Basically, just a bunch of fucking matches, one on ones, and that's great. But the storylines just don't fucking matter. I like I said last week, I don't give a fuck about Randy and Cody. Um, I don't care. I flat out just do not give a single solitary fuck about Roman and Punk. There's not one bit of that story that I generally believe is a actual good story. There's nothing about that story. They're trying their hardest to force this shit to be good, and it's just like it's not there. Now again, like I said the last couple of weeks, you got Punk stands, you got Roman bloodline stands, and you don't know shit even if we told you, hey, bro, this shit ain't it. Because you just believe in this shit so hard. It's like, bro, somebody said this, and I don't know who said it. I was on maybe TikTok, where somebody was like, people are so embedded in stand culture that they cannot admit when something just isn't working. And that's exactly what the fuck is happening. WrestleMania 42 feels like WrestleMania 41. They're just going with one-on-one matches. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Better stories, kind of, I guess. Like yeah, I just don't care. I just don't care. Which brings me into last night. Becky and AJ. Becky Lynch and AJ Lee have officially, like I said, officially announced that they're going 1-on-1 at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title. That's great. Whoop de freaking do. I think this match is gonna be better than it was. I think this match is gonna be way better than their match at Elimination Chamber. It was the first time, like I said, first time AJ Lee had been in the ring in the 10 years by herself. It was very bad. Her match with Bailey a couple weeks ago was way fucking better. What's it? A couple weeks ago, last Monday. I'm sorry. That match was way fucking better. Maybe that goes into a testament of really just more so maybe um the fact that Bailey is just that good of a fucking wrestler. Now, no offense to Becky, I'm not trying to diss Becky. You know, I'm Becky said all day, but but Bailey is just a better in ring performer that can handle styles, all types of styles. And Becky has a particular style that has to fit and has to work. Where I feel like this situation gets somewhat, and I mean somewhat, interesting is that yes, even though this is probably going to be a better match, I don't know what you do with this storyline if Becky wins. Becky wins, and then who's her next opponent? And that's my problem with this storyline. Becky wins to tell her the title back, then who's her next opponent? At least with AJ, there's a lot of matches on the bone that we could go with. There's a lot of matches we can sit here and say this this makes more sense. There's a lot of matches we can sit here and say this makes more sense. AJ and Roxanne, AJ and Io. It's like I don't know what you do with Becky if she wins this belt back. But this is one thing I definitely can say. Becky and AJ feel more like WrestleMania than fucking Rhea and Jade and Liv and Stephanie. Like I don't know how the fuck Becky and AJ feel more WrestleMania. They feel more WrestleMania than them, and it's like these are the two main title matches you have for the women, and I cannot give a single solitary fuck about either one of them. Like I said, Jade getting a group already because you can't tell a fucking story with her and Rhea tells me a lot. Tells me a lot. And this is why I said WrestleMania build has been very fucking nonchalant. It feels like it's still nonchalant. Just because you throw more gas on a fire does not mean that I'm supposed to sit here and be like, "Ooh, look how big the fire got." Like, no, the fire's getting going to get big because you threw gas on the fucking fire. That's how it's supposed to go. Am I supposed to give a fuck that you do more gas on the fire? Or am I more, or should I be concerned that it might burn the fucking house down? Which one am I supposed to be more concerned about? WWE has not done anything to make me feel like this is going to burn the house down. It's not like, oh shit. No. Like I said, the storylines are better, and I can't even say better. They make sense. How about that? And I can't even say it makes sense. Like I said last week, Cody and Randy make sense. Shit, Oba and Brock make sense. AJ and Becky make sense. And that's about it. So out of the six matches you've got, three of them actually make logical sense. The other three make no fucking sense. Two of them are your main title matches for your women. The other one is Punk and Roman. Yeah, I don't get. I Becky and AJ feel more like WrestleMania than Stephanie Liv and Jade and Rhea. That's insane. Punk and Roman. Close the shit out with this. Punk and Roman. This is the third time that they have had a back and forth. Really wasn't a fourth time because Roman really didn't say shit. This is my problem with this storyline. Is this Punk versus Roman Reigns, or is this Punk versus the fucking Bloodline? This is my problem with Roman Reigns right now. WWE has no idea how to actually. WWE has no idea how to make Roman Reigns a main character without the Bloodline. They don't know how to do it. Roman Reigns has, and maybe kayfabe or really how they feeling. Xavier Woods and Big E. It could be kayfabe or it could be really how they feeling, which is Roman Reigns' legacy does need to be looked at differently because at the end of the day, Roman Reigns is not doing this shit without his family. And no matter how much I want to sit here and say it's Roman Reigns, no, it's not. His family is what's making him a fucking star. No matter how you want to slice this shit and dice this shit, Roman Reigns can't do shit without the bloodline. He doesn't have a character if he's not with the family. And that's something that people don't want to admit. He has no character. He has no character, bro. His whole demeanor is the bloodline. They tried to strip that away from. This is the first year, by the way, where he has no Paul Heyman. So what did you do? You ran and got his cousins. Because he can't tell a fucking story. Roman can't cut a fucking promo, bro. Watching this shit is insane to me. I'm watching this shit, and again, like I continuously say, I do not give a fuck about this story. Because there is no fucking story. They have turned this into the Bloodline versus Punk, and I don't know why the fuck do I care. Because I don't. This storyline fucking sucks. And like I've been saying numerous times, they forced Roman into this spot. Did they have to do it? No, they didn't. But because they have no fucking idea how to tell a story with this nigga, they put his ass back in the spot. And like I have said numerous times, because people, I said this numerous times, because again, like I just said, this cult-like following culture we are in, this stand culture we are in, y'all will sit here and say, this is a great idea. No, it's not. It's a terrible fucking idea. They're trying to now bring back the old bloodline. Why? Because Roman has no fucking story. That's the fun. Nobody, again, like I said, y'all say this shit so much that you don't really even think about what the fuck you be saying. Let's bring back the old bloodline. Why? You sitting there talking about something, well, WWE needs it. Does it? Does it? Roman needs it. Roman has no story. He can't fucking talk. He has no story. The fourth time we got to this point, I already knew this shit was gonna happen, where they were gonna get to a point where Roman and Punk were gonna be punching each other. But it took 4 fucking weeks. You got finally 4 weeks into it, and now we're having these motherfuckers punch the shit out of each other. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Roman and Punk have no story. And putting them back in the bloodline, making this about the bloodline versus Punk is fucking insane to me. I generally just do not give a fuck about the story. Excuse me. I don't give a fuck about the story, bro. And the fact that people will sit here with a straight goddamn face and say this is good television. No, the fuck it's not. Again, like I say all the time, you motherfuckers love nostalgia. It brings you back to a time where this made sense to you. It doesn't. The fact that Jey Uso is crashing out over Roman Reigns, I'm sorry, did he not beat your ass into the bloodline? Did he not force you into the blood? This is just. Could they tell a better story later on? Possibly. Could they make sense of this? Maybe. Will they? No, they won't. The fact that Jey, the fact that Jey was fighting for the world title last year at WrestleMania, the same title that Roman's fighting for now, and Jay's just like, this fucking storyline sucks. It fucking sucks. It makes literally no sense. And I know people are gonna sit here and say when I clip this, oh, it makes all the sense. You just a mark and you don't know no better. You don't know what you're talking about. No, bitch, it doesn't make sense. Because at the end of the fucking day, what the fuck is Roman and Punk really actually fighting over? What are they fighting over? Oh, are they fighting over the world title? Really? I can't fucking tell. Every time Roman has spoken about the world title, he speaks of it with disgust. Like, I can't believe I'm fighting for this. Have you listened to this nigga talk about the actual title? He speaks on it like it's like he's disgusted that he's got to fight for this title. He's fighting Punk for nothing, really. Just Punk just got a title. He had to announce that he wants the title, but he's not fighting for the fucking title. He don't give a fuck about that title. I said this last fucking week. Punk don't give a single. Roman don't give a fuck about that championship. He could care less about that title. It's just something he had to do for Royal Rumble, which brings me back to why the fuck did he win it? This nigga don't want that fucking belt. He don't care about that fucking belt. This is why I don't like this story. What the fuck is the story? It's about these two being the best. No, it's not. It's not about being the best. You're not even establishing the world title as the new championship, as the title. Y'all did all that bragging and boasting a week the first time y'all got in the ring together, and I have not heard a fucking single solitary moment where this fucking title has been talked about like it's a WrestleMania main event title match. It's been about the bloodline this, and I'm better than you there, and you're old, and what the fuck are we doing? Why the Usos is in this shit? Why? I knew all of this shit was gonna happen, and it's exactly playing out the way I expected this play out. But that's not good, man. You cannot tell me this makes fucking sense. There's not one time where these fucking dudes have wrestled. There's not one time where these fucking dudes have cut those promos. In the title mattered. This is the main event of WrestleMania Night 2. This is the main event. And it's more about Roman and Punk trying to prove I'm the man of the company. I'm the face of the company. This shit sounds like last year. The only difference is there's no Paul Heyman and there's no Seth Rollins, like I have been said. There's not one time where this fucking match made sense to me. Because they're not even talking about the fucking title. It's about the bloodline this, and Roman still controls you here, and you're not the best this, and this is my show. I run this show, and it's the tribal chief. Acknowledge me. What the fuck? Like, bro, what are we fighting for a title, nigga? What the fuck is going on, bro? Oh my fucking god, bro. At least with Randy and Cody, it's the title. I know it's the title. There's nothing more about this shit. To be honest with you, I'm to the point now. Well, fuck it, put Cody and Randy on that fucking night too, because at least I know that's for the title. I don't know what the fuck these niggas are talking about. These niggas concerned more about the fucking bloodline coming back than the fucking championship. Fuck out of here, dog. Like, oh my god. I can't. I fucking can't. And again, like I said, you got these dumbass stands that sit here and tell people to their face how good this shit is. This shit sucks. It's not good. This is a title match. This is the main event of WrestleMania Night 2. And there's now been one moment where I felt like this has been about the fucking world title. After Roman picked Punk, that's about it. That's the only time the fucking title mattered in this story. That's it. But you want me to make this, you want me to care about this like it's a main event WrestleMania world title match. If that was the case, Roman and Punk should be able to carry this storyline by themselves. But they can't fucking do it because Roman Reigns still can't cut fucking promos. You realize Roman's best promos is only when he's with Paul Heyman? All the work they did 2 weeks ago in Seattle with the Usos, all the work they did to get the Usos to get the Usos in this storyline to make us actually genuinely give a fuck about this story. And then last night happens, and I'm watching this shit. I'm like, bro, why the fuck are the Usos out there defending Roman Reigns? What the fuck are you doing? I'm fucking flabbergasted at this shit. You can't tell me this makes logical fucking sense. You can't. And again, like I said, you got these fanboys that love Roman and love Punk and love the bloodline. There's not one fucking person that can sit here and tell me that this makes fucking sense. Oh, Brandon, it does make sense. You just hating. You just a mark. No, bitch, it doesn't. They could have a match without the fucking title and it would still be the main event of WrestleMania. Ain't that some shit? You take the belt off the line and you say Punk versus Roman is at WrestleMania. That's WrestleMania main event worthy. Is it not? Punk can do the same shit he doing to Roman right now. Is it not? Punk literally said this shit last year when he took Paul Heyman and made him his wise man for the night. He said, I'm gonna break you down mentally. I'm gonna take the one thing you have that you can't get anymore, the console that you can't get anymore. This is basically the same fucking story. The only difference is there's no favor in the middle of this. It's the same shit. This is why I say WrestleMania is technically the same WrestleMania. The only difference is that they put a little bit more sparkle on it. That's all the fuck it was. They put a little more on it. It's the same fucking Mania. No stories are being told. You just got bigger fucking names. There's no multi-man matches. Thank God for that. But it's the same fucking Mania. Same fucking Mania. And y'all won't notice until we get to fucking Vegas. They haven't changed shit. But who am I? I'm just a motherfucker that just watched this shit. I guess, man. Like I said, 3 weeks left before Mania. New York, Houston, Sacramento, Monday Night Raws. That's the last 3 Monday Night Raws. But that's it. Till next time, I'm Brandon Janeau. Peace.